Okay, recording. Very good. Alright, so good morning, Kate.
Good morning.
You have a good rest?
Yeah. I think the medicine takes quite a while to move through your system, so you rest but not sleep. Well, I do. But I wake up after a few hours and feel more refreshed. So yeah, feel good.
Alright, so ready for a little chat here. You know, hopefully it doesn't rain now. Just nicer to do it in the garden than inside.
Yeah,
You know?
well, with the Huachuma plants as well.
Just
so
air and dirt, you know. Would you like to do a prayer to wake up?
Yeah. I might be a little bit
Okay.
crooked.
No problem.
What's this one?
Let's just say a tuna from me. Just to unblock the nostrils to make you breathe better. This one is specific for congestions, nasal congestion. So which one would you like? I have the woman empowerment. I think it's bikini and soon. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Now we can chat.
Maybe 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. Take your time. We'll have like 100, maybe more, maybe hundreds of flowers, like in the next a week or two.
Yeah, looks really lovely.
You know, what you see now is just the beginning. The rain came later this month. Usually it's October when it starts.
There's one coming out there.
Yeah, all of them. This one and that one. It's like, at one point, you just come after ceremony and it's like white garden. It's like, wow, you don't know what to smell first, you know? It's amazing.
They create lots of flowers, don't they? There was one over there, I took a photograph from above, it had six flowers.
I've seen it more. It's like a crown, you know? So, but you will see my pictures and videos I'll put on Instagram as it comes. Let me see if recording just in case, so we don't just talk. Yeah, that's good. Alright. So maybe you want to start from sharing about your path a little bit, you know, your medicine path, your spiritual path, how you got to this, and then we kind of move to specificity, Huachuma, coming here.
Okay, I guess my path in this life, from very early childhood, I grew up in a very religious Catholic background, and I always had an awareness of something or some power outside of myself. That's how I felt, and I really like that. I really like the idea it's not just us in this material existence. So I've never really lived a material existence chasing after money, status, and anything like that. I always had a deep sense of a God or something beyond this realm of existence. I started to wake up to see and hear and feel, I guess, the spirit world. I remember when I was about 8, and it followed like a deep period of illness and hospitalisation and isolation. I don't know, I had a mystery illness and I was isolated for weeks on end at that age. And after that I started to see, feel, sense spirits, and it terrified me. I would like lie in bed and pull the covers over my head. And
like the sixth sense, I see dead
I would hear breathing in the room, I would feel things. And that always continued, and when I was in my mid-teens I would go and read anything I could about spirits, and again it used to frighten me, because within the context of Catholicism it was seen as possibly like
demonic.
Could possibly be, but so I always was seeking something beyond this existence, I was told, was it. My first experience of medicine was 20. I was at university in mushrooms, and that just really, really woke me up. But I went into a path of alcohol, drugs for quite a lot of years, not hard drugs. There was always this seeking inside me, but I lived a very life of feeling worthlessness, lack of love, limitation, disconnection. Even like when times were quite dark, I still had a sense that there was something inside, and a sense of really longing to connect to something else, but I was lost in a lot of victimhood and self-pity. And I lived a life in childhood as well of hypervigilance, so I would scan my environment to know, is this energy safe? So I really tried to protect myself from sort of contracting my energy. I stopped taking drugs and things when I was like 24. I studied Reiki, many things like that, but it wasn't a serious study because I still went back, I was still drinking, I was still in these energies. So I was like really, it was like a seeking out of desperation because I wanted to feel happy and I wanted to feel like me. So fast forward many years of a lot of bereavements, a lot of loss of people in my life, a lot of locked into grief for many years. And my real serious dedication to the spiritual path was after the age of about 40. I had about 10 months with a person who ended up being a cult leader, and that really woke me up. And it woke me up to my choice of, he offered to me power, and I felt this power in myself, and I felt really seduced by this power, and I was given like a clear choice. And one night, like, do you want this path where you feel power at any cost? Take it from wherever. And I chose the path of no. I just know I couldn't harm anybody in life. Just this voice inside me saying, do no harm. So I walked away from that, and I started a serious journey. No alcohol, no drugs, just me. And I've started a Taoist path, so I trained in Qigong for about 5 years with a teacher whose energies were really good. And he helped me to repair some of the damage that had been done energetically, psychically, through this group. And again, I was seeking something still outside myself to give me that completion, somebody else or some practice to give me that understanding. So that from Qigong and Taoist arts it moved into shamanic practices. So I was in Sweden on a Qigong retreat, and I heard the call, I need to go to Peru. So about 5 weeks later I was on a plane, went out into the jungle, drank ayahuasca. It was a pretty big wake up, but
That was a slam on the face?
yes, the first ceremony there was a lot of darkness. It was very difficult, but after that the medicine was teaching me where to take my point of focus to raise from here, to bring it up into my heart, how to radiate out from myself so that energies wouldn't be what I still perceived as harmful. So it's been like a 10-year journey with medicines, and it's been still a deep clearing of these the programs of limitation and lack and powerlessness and lack of worth and lack of self-love. So in those 10 years I've drunk quite a lot of ayahuasca, backwards and forwards to Peru. Outside of Iquitos and also into the Andes. Still, there was this like, there's something more, there's something more I can connect with, and I still didn't really feel like me. So it's difficult to say the timeline. I started studying the shamanic practices in about 2015, North and South American shamanic practices with some indigenous teachers, but also with some Western teachers. And I started to work a little bit within that field, and I think in certain respects I've started to do work with people in a space of not really being able to hold myself properly, like jumping a little bit ahead out of a desire to help. But the message I've been getting is you can't assist others from a place of being in it with them. Like if you're in the energies that people are working with, you can't assist because you're there, you're with it. So sort of stopped working with people, come back in, continue with the medicines, I then was about 2.5 years with the Vajrayana path of Tibetan Buddhism, with lots of mantras, meditation, and I really, really felt a resonance within Tibetan Buddhism. It felt like just really resonant and part of me, part of my past. And that's been a deep, deep journey of starting to come back into my heart and come back into myself, and to clear more of the programming. And coming here, I talked the other day, I don't quite know how I found out about you. I think there was a few different threads that came together that called me here, but...
Tell people what.
When I returned to Peru, it's about 3 months ago now with my partner, we gave up our life in the UK and decided, let's just open to trust and to flow and see where we're called to, and the real deep desire to step into a different way of being and to release these programmings and to release the energies that I've been carrying for most of this life. It was a series of things. I came across an interview with a guy that I'd worked with in the UK. He was interviewing you, David Farrell, and I'd received a clearing session from him a couple of years back. And then I went into a cafe in Pisac, and I'd seen the interview maybe the day before, and then there were some of your books there.
That's a synchronicity.
So I thought, okay, I think I'll buy these books. I started reading Path straight away, and I started looking at more videos, and as I read the book I could feel the energy of what you were offering, and
through the books.
Yeah, your experiences within a cult, and your energy felt one that was going to help people to empower themselves. And I found that here, like the energy you held in here, you don't intervene in people's processes, but you hold this space in which we can be in our own experience. There was probably a few other things that came, but suddenly you were just there in my awareness, and Huachuma Wasi was there, and I knew that I had to come. So I've come right at the end of my stay in Peru. I need to leave in about 10 days.
What about the Chavin thing?
Yes, yeah.
That's another...
So I drank Huachuma just once before, about maybe 5 weeks ago in Cusco, outside of Cusco by the Temple of the Moon with Leslie Lagringa. And it was quite a light journey, but also when I was in the medicine I heard this voice repeatedly saying Shavin to Huanta, Shavin to Huanta. I was thinking, what is this? So I wrote it down.
You never heard it before?
No, I hadn't. Well, I wasn't aware. Maybe I had, but I wasn't really aware of it. So I wrote it down, probably didn't spell it right. And
it was coming.
It was coming repeatedly. And then after, I think later on that day or the next day, I looked it up and I found out that it's a place in... I don't exactly know where it is, but it's however many hours from here, Northern Peru. And it's sort of like a temple complex, and of the Shavin people, the pre-Incan people.
Yes. 3,000
yeah.
years before this day.
So it's like, okay, I need to go and visit there. But also, that came up in your book Path as I started to read about the stones. You talked about the stones from Shavin and the whole culture, and it's just like, I need to go here. And that was another link in, and more confirmation about working here
that
with
led
you.
You to us.
In a roundabout way. It was one of the threads that seemed to bring me here. And I'm really glad I came. Yeah, it's been a really... I would say the work here, if you're ready for it and you can commit to it, it's something that can take you to that next level of life-changing experience.
Yes.
But it's not for everybody, because I think you really... It's not like you come as a tourist, you have a pleasant experience, it takes you to the deep purge, the opening. It's like it gives you all of it.
We're not a tourist attraction here, you know?
No, you
real.
wouldn't come for a pleasant experience of drinking medicine, being
mean,
out in the
it can be
thunder and
very
lightning
pleasant.
and rain and just vomiting and everything. So, yeah, I came here for a week for 3 ceremonies, but I stayed for an extra one. And the 3rd ceremony felt like a real breakthrough. It was a real surrender, and I just melted dissolved into the all or the nothingness and into the earth, and I felt as if I didn't have control of my body, but in a way, well, I just let happen what was happening. And
Shamanic ecstasy is when you surrender your control, you're out of control.
my real intentions for coming here and that I was working with each ceremony was I was asking to see and to feel what was beyond the veil of illusion, and to connect with that joy and that love and that wonder and that magic that I know is possible. But it was something that seemed to be eluding me. There was still what felt like a block to it. So I was seeing it in other people and I was knowing this is possible, but is it for me? Can I actually do it? Yeah, it showed me that, and it opened to that place. And it also feels like sometimes when I've drunk ayahuasca, there's been profound visions and transcendental experiences, but a couple of days afterwards it's taken me to a place where I've been very low and flat, and it hasn't felt as if it's been integrated and sustained. So it's shown me something, but it hasn't felt like it's really connected me, it's just shown me. But with the medicine here, excuse me, it feels like it rewires you. So I felt like I've been unplugged from what I've been in and plugged back into a place or into source to be sustained by the earth, sustained from energies from above, and my system feels like, rewired, and it feels like an energy that is with me now and can be sustained and can be built on. So it doesn't feel like going back after a few days into the same thing.
You know, that's a new title. That's the title in your book that is coming in a few months.
What is the exact title? Or maybe you don't want to say.
Yeah, I know what you said,
okay.
you know?
Unplugging and plugging back
What
in.
is that? I want to
So
keep
yeah,
it.
it feels like that, and I've been waking up in the morning, and I think I said this yesterday, it was an unfamiliar feeling. It was like, what is this feeling? And I realised it was actually excitement about life. I haven't felt that for years. It was like,
Yeah.
but one of the most profound things yesterday was this deep knowing and this deep, like revelation that we are actually the creators of our life and our reality. It's like, I can create a different life, I can make the choices. But we can't do it from a place where we're disconnected. It has to come from a place where we are deeply connected and nourished by source and by the energies that are our natural grid to be plugged into, in a way.
That's exactly right. That's the work.
Yeah.
That's the work. You just described the process of healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this place it delivers, and I felt a lot of, I think it was yesterday or the day before when I had my eyes closed, I thought, oh, the sun's come out, the rain stopped, because there was so much light, and I opened my eyes and it was still raining and it was still dull.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, actually the light's inside here.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
it's been a very, very long journey, it seemed, of knowing what was possible, but not knowing, can I actually do it? And is it for me, but it's like tasters of things over the years, but the inability to really hold it and integrate it and sustain that. But this feels very different. It feels like it's things that have happened with the rewiring. Feels like this is something to build on now.
Yeah, something to
I can work with this. I can not hold, but I can integrate and be in this energy.
Yeah.
And I
expand.
have I have the choice to make different choices in life.
Go.
And to really.
Come on.
Who's going here?
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it feels like a place of empowerment. I feel like I've come back into me, that's the authentic me, and not the me that I've identified
That's real you.
in life. It's been very beautiful. It's had some difficult moments, which is absolutely fine.
It's medicine, you know.
It's like we have these places that we need to break through, and which comes from a place of surrender and allowing yourself to be really held and nourished. I felt in Huachuma Wasi, but also with the medicine out in the land, I felt very, very safe and realising that I haven't necessarily felt safe in this life, within my body, within my whole field. And I said it's been like a state of hypervigilance and looking and scanning to see what is safe, what energies are coming towards me that are harmful, because there has been, but recognising as well that our real place of power is when we stand in our own sovereign space and we're not in a defensive protection mode, but we're in our space, and then things don't touch us.
That's very good. Very good to hear. So, would you like to share your time in the cult? Like without names, we don't need to name those people, but just like kind of the energy, what was it you didn't like, things like to give. Kind of
I
share with
think
people,
I was attracted to it because I was looking to feel happy, to feel energised, and it delivered that. And the guy who was leading it was. It's difficult to describe. It gave me a sense of power, I suppose, and feeling what I perceived as empowered, but it was coming. He would describe things like, just take it from wherever you can get it doesn't matter, and he would say to me, forget about your morals. We can't go through life with a sense of moral value. That's like weakness. Just take energy whenever you can get it. Energy.
Really?
And I think it was quite seductive because I felt like really strong and like stronger than I'd ever felt. But yeah, it took a few months, but I realised I can't. This is not me. I can't go through life just taking energy from wherever, whether it's from people or through having power over people, and that wasn't my path in this life.
What kind of guy is that? Like, this is like, this is like, to say like this to someone, this is like, I never heard anything like that. Even the worst people I met, they still were trying to hide this behind like kind of a more poetic ways. But this is like in your face, like disregard moral and be a jerk, basically, just to get what you need in life, you know? This is sociopathic, psychopathic mindset. That's who he is, whoever that is. That's who he is. Like, this is the energy. It's the same thing with money. It's like, get money in any way. Just doesn't matter, rob people, kill people, you know what I mean? This is the same mindset.
When I actually left, one of my biggest questions, which my subsequent teacher helped me with, I just couldn't understand. I couldn't separate the idea of becoming somebody who was energetically powerful. I mean, you could emit chi with his hand and you would be across the other side of the room. Energy would just move through and it would be strong. And I couldn't understand, how can somebody develop so much energetic capability but yet not have any sense of being in the heart or any morals? But then realise what energy is just energy. And I think that's why with practices like Buddhism or whatever it is, that you have tenets and you have different moral codes, because when our energy develops and it rises, if we're not in our heart, it just magnifies any of the lower energies.
But there are jerks that work with medicine the same way. It's like, there's a name for that. So it's just people who have no morals. They just don't care.
No. It was one of my biggest wake-up experiences in life, and I'm really grateful for it because I recognised the different ways and choices we can make in life.
Well, and that is your choice.
It's like, do you want power?
Yeah.
And it was, in a way, it was like, yes, because I feel strong and I feel whatever. But I recognised in myself one day, I think I was standing in a queue in the bank, and I felt an energy that wasn't really familiar to me. I recognised it was arrogance. It was like, oh, this is not me. This is not my natural energy. And that was really the wake-up call. Just this voice inside me was saying, do no harm, don't harm people.
Absolutely. This is the basic of everything, It's like, it's important that we talk about this because I can share with you my perspective on that kind of to offset that one. So what he told you, it's completely wrong. I'm telling you this with 100% certainty, from a lifelong spiritual search and 20 years of medicine work and thousands of ceremonies and hundreds of people. I mean, you know, there's lots of experience and lots of soul searching, you know, and everything. So to get power, I mean, first of all, the path of power is a trap in itself. You know, we're not looking for power. People who work with medicine in the right way for healing, to using it for in that direction, we're not looking for power. You only need to have enough power to hold the space and protect your space, your people, your family, you know, yourself. That's as much as we need, you know. But seeking for power for the sake of power is like seeking for money for the sake of money. It's the same thing. It's like we need money to live, you know, but we're not living to accumulate money.
Yeah.
It's just stupid, you know. Same thing with power. We need power to protect ourselves from bad people, you know. But it's not a search for power. And the way you get power in this way, it's only through moral and integrity.
Yeah.
That's the real power. That's the power you want. You know, like you don't want any other power that comes without it, because it has a tendency to corrupt your spirit. So that's how you protect yourself. If you just want power for power, you're in danger. You can be corrupted and you can lose the path. You know, you can lose the light and find yourself in a dark place. You know, it happens. Especially when you work with powerful medicines, you know. But when you know, power comes just it's a byproduct. It's like a side effect of the work we do with the medicine. It's not something you seek. It just comes to you. It just makes you what it is. It just empowers you, but it comes in a different route. So maybe you would like to share your experience of being with us, just staying with us.
Okay. It's been so completely different to other medicine experiences I've had. I think I really like the fact that you could arrive when you're ready, you can leave when you're ready. It's not like there's a set retreat, you come for 7 days, that's it, it's over. Because you have people coming for all different periods of time, there's the interaction with the other people that are here, which is also really important. But I think the main thing for me is...
Maybe you can sit a little bit closer to the table, because
Okay.
the camera the mic is not very strong.
But to be in a place in which you're entering, it's quite a privileged position to be entering somebody's
Space.
held family
Yeah.
space. You're here with your wife and your children, and you're trusting and inviting people into that whole energetic field and container, and that's a really big part of it as well. And people might not always recognise that, because they think you drink the medicine, you chat to people, you rest, you have food, but I felt very strongly the whole energy that's created here, and it feels very safe, it feels very heart-led, and it feels very nourishing to be in a family environment. So it's not really overt, it's not like we're always in conversation, you might see your wife in passing, your children smile, but it's to do with the energy that's held rather than the interactions in a way. So for me that's been a really big part of it. I've felt very safe, I've been able to rest between ceremonies in just in a very held and very nourishing space. And I'd say for a man delivering or serving medicine to people, I guess you're held by your wife as well.
Oh, for sure.
In the work that you do, and it's not maybe really obvious.
She holds space for me when
But
I hold space for you.
She will help balance your energy in your space holding, because we're working with the grandfather. You're in your masculine energy, but I think it's really important that you're held in that space by the more feminine energy as well.
Oh, for sure.
So I've really felt that.
Three women.
Yeah.
My 2 kids, 2 daughters, and my wife. These are
lucky
my
man. And
anchors.
that helped. I guess that would help to balance out your energy, and you're in your family environment, bring you more into your heart all the time.
Absolutely.
And help also to hold space for other people 3 times a week, and people that come with whatever we're carrying. It must be a challenge at times.
People
and if you
bring
were
all kind
on
of
your
stuff.
own and just going back to a room on your own, but like you are held in that, so we are held in that as well.
Yeah, no, that's how it works.
Yeah. So I felt that energy really strongly, and I really appreciated it, and being able to stay somewhere and not to have to go away after the ceremony and back in other energies.
Yes, like
It allows, it's like a cumulative effect, it allows the energy of the medicine to build, because you feel safe, you feel held, you go that little bit deeper, the next medicine builds on the last ceremony.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite unique to my experience. I've been in like maybe week-long retreats, but it's not necessarily been held within a family environment.
It's very different. That's exactly why we built it the way we built, because I didn't like the way I've seen that. It's like, it's better than nothing, but it's not the ideal. The ideal is what we do here, is to allow people to just to really merge with the medicine.
Yeah.
Take your time, as much as you can afford, and just go deep and just live with us.
Yeah.
We're living together. It's our life here.
Yeah, it's quite tangible here, and I think that allows for a deeper immersion.
Deeper, a lot.
Yeah.
It's like it's real. It's not. That's why I don't even like to call us retreat center. I mean, technically we are. It's a center for retreats. People come for retreats, but it's not really. I don't even like
What
this.
would you call it, a centre
We're
for
healing.
transformation?
Well, you can say healing center. Where you can call us this because it applies. But it's not really. We're more than that. This is like a small thing. It's like retreat center that has some kind of commercial connotation with it. It's like, oh, you just come and go, get out, in and out, in and out. It's like people live with us.
Yeah.
You can live with us as long as you want. Leave, go when you want, come back when you. It's free. It's freedom here. Do what you want. If you feel like you're good, you're good. If you feel like you want to go deeper, stay more. You know what I mean? It's like we live together. We emerge. It's like I'm sharing with people my path, my spiritual path, my medicine that I love. I share with you my sacred space.
Yeah.
So, that's what I do for myself, for my soul. This is my spirituality. So, this is very different than you just come somewhere and get out. It's not like this. So that's why I like when people say Huachuma Wasi retreat center. It is technically, but it's not really. It doesn't describe it all. You know what I mean? So I guess we just have to call it what it is, like this, because there is no other names. Like we're a medicine house.
Yeah.
We're a medicine family.
Huachuma Wasi.
Yeah, Huachuma Wasi, which means a cactus house.
Yeah.
From Cactus. So you come to us to experience Huachuma in the most profound, intimate, pure way.
And part of the family is all the Huachuma cactuses round about as well, because they are bringing that energy.
Of course, we
all
are
the time.
surrounded by hundreds of
When we sit with
big
them or look at the flowers.
grandpas here, that all were grown with love and with everything.
Another thing I'd like to share about the space holding that I touched on earlier, but just expand a bit, is that maybe yourself as well have been in many environments where if something was coming through, say there was a purge or energies were coming, sometimes people would jump in and sort of assist that, pulling things out of you, whatever. But I found within your space holding really, really effective for me, because it's been strong, but from the periphery. It's like we've had conversations when you've been in the medicine, would be really helpful, but I don't have any sense that you're jumping in and trying to fix people and pull energies out of them, or...
No, I want you to sit with yourself.
Yeah. And
You're here to sit with yourself.
That's been really effective for me. I've really felt that, because it allows us to really sit with ourselves, to feel, to see what's coming, and there's no interruption to the process.
I'll be there if needed. It's like if you're really like losing your mind and you're just asking for help, of course I'll be there for you. But other than that, it's like you need to sit with yourself and work.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not been held.
Oh,
it has very much.
Did you feel that I was absent from the ceremony when you didn't see me? It's like
no, I felt that strong holding energy from the periphery that was allowing me to really
to do your work,
experience what I needed to experience.
That's very important. It's like it's very important. It's like this is not sanitized. This is not that's going back to this retreat center thing. It's like, it's not. This is raw experience. It's between you and the spirit. I'm there to help when needed. And I trust my intuition when I need to interfere. But mostly it's just my approach to the medicine is just to let you be.
Yeah.
Let you be. That's why we do it the way we do it. We don't sit together.
Yeah.
It's very awkward to sit together. I would not want to be a part of any ceremony where we sit together.
Yeah.
I would just leave. Ayahuasca is different. That's how you do ayahuasca. But Huachuma, absolutely not. It's like, what, are you kidding me? Just show me my trees. I don't need to stare at your face all day. So this is very disturbing. It's interfering.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very important. It's like for any medicine man, a good medicine man or woman, it's important to learn how to remove yourself from the experience of other people.
Yeah.
It's very important. That's where the healing is. That's what allows you to find healing. Remove yourself. It's not about me teaching you. It's about me helping you to establish your own connection with the spirit in a safe way. So the more I remove myself, the better it is for you.
But
Let you
removal
be.
doesn't mean non-presence.
Or don't care.
Yeah.
It's like I'm present, I care, I protect the space. You feel me anywhere. You don't see me, but you feel me.
Yeah.
You know you're held.
Yeah.
Because that's how I hold the space. It's like everybody's connected. It's like we're protected. But you're not looking in my face all day. Like I maybe come to you for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
And
maybe,
I found that really, really effective. And
yeah, that's
also
how I guide my medicine, through conversation
really important.
and through silence.
Important for people to know that you're not presenting yourself in any way as a great healer. Like, I'm here to heal you. I'm here to give you the answers.
I'm sharing with you my space.
You're there to hold
That's
the
it.
space
And
and
my
allow
medicine.
us to find that within ourselves with support when needed.
Absolutely.
And that's
This is
really, it's the best way of empowering people.
absolutely. That's how I like it. I just do for others what I like myself. That's why it's good. I make my medicine for myself. That's why it's good medicine. It's like I hold the space the way I want it to be held for me. And that's pretty much how it was with Dal Howard, who was my teacher, It was like this. So I'm basically doing what he was doing. It's not like I'm copying him. It's like it's just my way, but it's based on the work we did together with him. It's just like he let people be. We go somewhere, just
And I find that very effective.
Although here I do even more wildly than him. He still had that a little bit enclosure. Here I do just, so I kind of took a step farther to kind of just provide that, totally wild experience within, safety, of course. And then at night you have the sharing circles. When I let you just share and be with people you drunk the medicine and share, that's a very important part of the medicine.
It is, yeah.
It's immediate integration. It's like it's not the next day. It's not like, hey, let's meet at 10 in the morning next day and talk. I don't do this. This is nonsense. It's like I let people be. Just do your thing. You want to rest, go rest. You want to read book. You want to hike, do what you want. Go to market, buy some fruits. You know what I mean? It's like this is like super chill. It's like you do what you want. It's your freedom, your day of freedom. You do what you want. I might not see you until Wednesday or until Friday in the ceremony. You know what I mean? It's like that's why the integration is right away. As you're still in medicine, it's still open-hearted, and you share, and then you help others to understand you, and you understand others, and you learn from others. I'm not the only teacher here. Everyone is a teacher here. You learn from people. So that's how I do it with purpose. There's a purpose to that. So how did you find that the sharing circles at night?
I found it very interesting, and it's very, very moving as well to hear other people's experiences and the range of experiences. There's some people that are expressing still being in a real struggle, but there's not so much.
Yeah.
And we all have a massive range of experience, but I think we do assist each other in the witnessing of that and in the listening and the receiving of the other person. Yeah, especially around
And
the
that's
fire.
how you bond
Yeah.
with people. You really, when you share, you know the person. Really, it's very balanced.
Something else I'd like to share is I've actually laughed quite a lot since I've been here, which is really good.
Very good.
I remember
That's medicine laughter.
during the first ceremony, sometimes I can be quite serious about things like me trying to make it work.
Yeah, you keep
And,
serious.
um,
Tied up, I would say.
Yeah.
Tied up.
But that hasn't felt like my natural state. It's felt like an overlay. It's not really me.
Yeah,
But I think during the
personality
first
kind of
ceremony, when you came up and you looked and you said, you can enjoy it, and I just laughed and I thought, I can actually.
Of course.
So I have laughed a lot, and I felt more authentically like, I felt like the agelessness coming out, and I felt more of the childlike nature. Naturally, it feels like me when I'm in this happiness and joy. I want to sing and I want to dance and feel ageless.
Exactly. That's what
And
the
that's
healing
what's
is.
been coming out more, and I've been really calling for this for years to return to that, and it's felt quite blocked.
That's
And I know
very
I was
important.
blocking a lot of it myself, but life circumstances
Culture.
laid very, very many heavy things, and it's like wading through that. But to reconnect with the laughter again, and just I walked away
The
from
purity is
each
so complete,
ceremony. I think it was the third ceremony. I had like a big release, a big breakthrough. When we were walking back, it was more like dancing.
Yeah,
back
you
rather than
were
walking back.
laughing, crying, purging, singing all at the same time.
I know.
Okay, she's
It was
having
the
a good
whole
time
lot of
there. Let her be, you know. So
It didn't all feel like good time. It felt, but even when I was purging, I could recognise the energies that were coming out. It's like, this is good. This is good to release this.
release, yeah.
But to come back to laughter and lightness has been really,
This
really
is the
special.
key
yeah.
of this man. Key points.
Because it feels like me.
Yes, it's awakening of your inner child, who you were when you were 5.
Yeah.
Running under rain, happy, looking at the world with wonder. That's who we were. But many of us, not all, but many of us have forgotten their normal state
Because of life.
of being.
Mm-hmm.
So here it's just kind of deconditioning of that programming, that cultural programming that block that inner child, the purity, the innocence, the happiness that we look at the world. Like I never forgot that. I was afraid of forgetting this. When I was a kid, I was like, I look at the big, adults, and I saw them very. I didn't have the words to describe what I saw, but what I saw I didn't like.
Yeah.
They were not like me, they were like too gone. I just felt like they're not present anymore. They're not living. They're moving but not living. I understood it when I was 5, without even the vocabulary. You know what I mean? It's just the energy,
Just a feeling. Yeah.
just a feeling. So I was telling myself, like, when I grow up, please don't forget yourself. Just please always remember this. So that's why I'm teaching my children too, just to remain that, to grow wiser, but to remain that child within that can feel the wonder of life. It's very important. So what I'm trying to do here is
I felt that. Yeah.
to bring that
The
to
reminder
people,
of that.
to
It
remind,
was like
yeah.
you were coming and saying
Yeah.
you can enjoy it. It was like a reflection or an invitation to.
To that
You can.
state of being
Yeah.
when you were 5. That's what the healing is. It's wonder, lightful, happy, connected. Just
It feels like a state in which the energy is moving through you rather than into you and locked
It's
and
kind of-
blocked. It's like,
yeah. Well, that's why people get sick,
yeah.
because they're stagnated energetically. They're just stagnated. It's like they constipate. It's like when you see people in the Matrix, everybody's constipated energetically. There is no movement. Everything is kind of locked. Everything is, overlapsing. It's like it's trapped inside. There is nothing healthy about this lifestyle. When you do medicine, it just release all those blocks. It just let it all flow again. It just connects you to flow, no natural flow of energy. Just things start flowing. It's like you constipate, you go to bathroom, you feel great. That's the same thing energetically. It's like, wow, thank you. I feel good. It's very important. So Huachuma is the best for that.
But being out in nature rather than sitting in
Yeah.
a room in the darkness, same as ayahuasca, which I do have a great respect for. But
It's a different journey, It's a different journey.
I think listening to nature and Mother Earth, the first ceremony,
Yeah.
she was just saying, just breathe with me. Just
Yeah.
drop into my rhythm, out of the rhythm that you're in, which can be stress, etc. But the earth just invites you to breathe with it and drop into that frequency. And when the
Although
medicines-
ayahuasca does that too, but it depends who you do with, depends of many things, has to be, it depends, but you can get there in terms of connecting to nature, especially when you're in the jungle. You connect all the sounds and birds. It was very beautiful when I was doing that. It's a nightlife. It's different. Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to share that.
I'd say it's really beautiful to just move with the trees, or
Yeah,
to feel the
dance
floor.
with the trees.
Sitting by the river, the first two ceremonies, I was more in a little enclosed space, but the next two ceremonies, being by the river, was really important. That helped me to get that release as the water was flowing.
That's why we're there.
Yeah.
That's why I take people there. That's the only place we drink.
And the river, as it moves, either fast or gently, it helps you to just let it go into that flow as well.
Yeah.
And as the wind, even
Right.
like really grateful for the rain we had, and the thunderstorm really helped to feel the stuckness and what felt like darkness inside. So it's the thunder, lightning and rain. I think that was really important in opening up those spaces.
I'm sorry, let me see if we're recording so we don't do it again third time. Yeah, it's still going. Good. 7 minutes. Okay, so
I also have to mention within the family environment Golas,
Golas, yeah.
the medicine dog.
Yeah, he's in the medicine. I'm giving him
Yes.
medicine in the morning as we drink. I'm giving him powder
Yeah.
in a capsule. So he's in the medicine as you are.
He has a few experiences with the bulls, I noticed, in the field.
Well, he's protecting us
There's a
there.
couple of altercations.
Because he feels like he felt like bulls were too close to me, so he
Yeah,
felt like to
yeah.
protect. So yeah.
Which is what his
That's
natural
his instinct.
nature, isn't
That's,
it?
of course, it's his nature. So, Was it you? No, that was Nadine. We saw the deers the other day in the ceremony.
no.
Beautiful mother and the calf.
No.
It was so lovely. Right as we came.
No?
I will put it on my Instagram. I just didn't have time. So, what else would you like to share, like to wrap it up? Maybe for, I don't know, from like a woman to woman, maybe, just to tell people how you felt in terms of being a woman here. That's gonna be important too,
I don't have any experience of being a man here. I don't
No,
know.
I understand.
Yeah.
But as being a woman here, in terms of like, I don't know, how you felt from other male energy, it's like,
It's felt very balanced. There's been a mixture of other women and men on, let's call it a retreat, for want of a better word. Yeah, it's felt like a really balanced energy. It's, but it's also felt quite gentle. I'm not really sure what to say about that. It's been a positive experience. I felt comfortable. I've appreciated the other people here.
Because there is like sometimes there is a concern for women to travel alone, which is a legitimate concern. Depends where you're going, of
Yeah.
course. Like you come to family like us, you're safe. But when you go to jungle somewhere, you're not safe. You have to do not be naive.
Yeah, again, it comes back to like being in a family
Yeah,
environment.
where are you
and-
going?
Yeah.
Exactly. So
No, it feels like in my experience, a very, very safe and well-held space with heart, with integrity. I think that's really important.
very
Like,
important.
you prepare the medicine, you drink with us, you're in that space with us, and you're in your integrity and your space holding and your offering, which is really important.
Okay, well, thank you for coming here and doing the conversation,
Thank you.
which is an effort for sure. But it's part of the healing.
Yeah, felt a little bit nervous at first,
It's
but
okay,
no, it is part of it. It's finding your voice and speaking your heart.
Exactly. That's your strength. It's like you speak your truth. It's important in life, and just take that onto your life and speak your truth. Speak your feelings. What you feel. Speak. Do not suppress yourself. That's very important.
So
It's
just
part of the journey.
my ending words would be, I guess, to express gratitude for what you do and recognition for this being your life and what you offer and what you give to people. And yeah, just to recognise that what happens here is not just a pleasant or an unpleasant experience, it is actually deep work that can transform your life. If you're ready, if you're willing, and if you work, it is it can bring that next level of expansion or healing or whatever it is we need. So it's powerful work and it is transformative, and I feel it's lasting.
Yeah, well, thank you for appreciation. Your appreciation, means a lot. So I'm glad that I could do what I did for you in such a short time. Well, but the work continues. The journey continues.
Yeah.
Whether you come back or not.
Well,
Which I think you will.
Yeah, I think I will. When I come back to Peru next year, I think I'll be here longer.
For a deeper work, but even if you don't, it's okay. The work continues.
Yeah.
The light is in you. The connection is in you. All right. Well, have a really good journey from here on. Remember the experience, the truth, the light that you have felt and experienced. It's yours. Just rely on that. Recall at any time.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.